everybody. It's Joy back at you with another winter chat. I'm hoping to make this an open chat, so if you're around, available, have your face on, feel free to hop on up. The discussion for today is the contentious argument of why don't you just let nature take its course and grow, grow as nature would intend, or what's another way of saying it? Like, don't put too much human input into it. So we'll get to that in a little bit. Until then, but first off is the weekly recap of what I've been up to. Let me just do some technical stuff. I think that's it. All right, so the weekend so far was pretty not eventful, but I feel like I got something accomplished. I saved boxes, like if I got a box for this toy or this appliance or this equipment, something, because in case you need to return it, or maybe like I saved some Amazon boxes, like the big ones obviously for the garden and mulching purposes. If it's a small box, I like to keep those in case I have to mail something out later. So I just have a mishmash of boxes amongst my clutter and accumulation of other things. So I was able to take a couple hours this weekend and really consolidate, see what I really wanted to keep, how many I needed to keep of certain sizes, and then got rid of a whole bunch of boxes that I didn't need anymore. So that felt good. Unfortunately, that's still sitting in the garage. So now the garage is a big mess, but at least we're one step closer to getting that all sorted out. Then we got approved for a permit for a shed, which takes a few months, depends on your town. It's about a 10 by 16 or 20, something like that, 10 by 16 or something like that, shed. And it's just basically a carport. I think it's an open sided, but we're going to close up the sides ourselves. And so it's just a matter of telling the town how we're going to stake it to the ground. Because even though we get pretty windy here, not like today, it just started gusting up to 35 miles per hour, which isn't that bad, but you're looking at it, it's still it could still wreck some stuff. So the shed's primary purpose is to for not preservation, keeping firewood dry. So yeah, so that's our main spring project. Once we ordered it, so it's gonna be here in a few weeks. So my husband's gonna be doing leveling and figuring out the foundation, and then we'll be putting that up. And after that, it should be quick. And then throughout the summer, we'll be collecting firewood. So that's good. But that also means I'm so much closer to getting my greenhouse. It's going to be small. We just do not have the surface area, the flat surface around here without doing major groundwork. And there's just too much, not just the slope. The slope isn't as bad, but it's the water that's running down the slope. There's a lot of water at a lot of times of the year that's going to be rushing towards this greenhouse wherever we put it, unless it's way out in the woods, and what's the point of that? So having a smaller footprint will mean less issues with drainage, and we'll be able to fix any small problems that might arise. And there's really only one spot in the whole place that's got the better sun exposure. It doesn't have too many trees overhead that might lose limbs and fall on it. So that's in the works for over the summer and probably into the fall. But I'm told I can get it sooner than later. So so it could be temporarily set up somewhere else, and then so I can use it for the spring. Let's see. And then we'll move it with a bunch of guys. Then we'll move it later on in the year. We'll see. A major not a major, a minor inconvenience that popped up is that the space that I've been using for my seedling sale in the last couple of years, they had a turnover in leadership. So they're trying to revamp the space. So now I have lost that space for my sale. They're not doing anything this year because they're trying to renovate the space and really make it as nice as it used to be, because it's fallen back into disrepair in the last decade or so. So I don't have that space. But there is another space which was a lot closer to me, but they weren't doing anything the years that I was needing them to. So I'm gonna look to see if they've restarted something or not, because I was told, in not specifically, but that they might be where I should go. But it's not as all lost, because I still have my mother-in-law has a community yard sale every year for around Mother's Day weekend, and I do pretty well there also. So there's always that, and if I just have that, I'm okay with it. I just have to up my social media, like advertising, to let people know that it's available there. All right, what else have I been up to? So let me say, March is coming in like a lamb, which now it's not bode well, which could mean it'll come out like a lion. It's usually the other way around. So it's nice weather right now. We're having like 50-degree days constantly, but it could be like really brutal towards the end of the month. But with that, a couple of days here that I am using it to harden off some of my cold hardy vegetables. So my onions, leeks, celery, artichokes, maybe the herbs. I'm starting to harden them for outside. And actually, I started a mini project of making a mini greenhouse. I have one of these plastic shelving with like 4 levels. And I've used it before to harden plants off. I would just put the trays on there and then stick them back inside. But I've never done it like this early in the season. Usually it's like hardly any deep freezes happening when I do it. But since I'm doing it so much earlier, I have to then protect this space. So I have plenty of greenhouse fabric from when I had this hoop house thing I had built for my garden and the chickens at the time, like 4 years ago. So I still have plenty of greenhouse fabric. So I thought, I'm going to make my own greenhouse, like those cheap shelving greenhouses that you see all the time. So I'm going to make my own. I'm going to cut up the plastic. I'm ordering some Velcro and some waterproof tape, so I can do like seal the seams and make a door of some kind. So I'm very excited. I love these projects. Yes, Mark, they will probably blow over. I'm pretty sure they will. I'll figure out a way. Maybe like big, heavy boulders at the bottom shelf to keep this thing upright. Because, yeah, blowing over is definitely a main concern. I might put it on the south side of the house so it's at least got that wind buffer. I think that's probably what's going to end up happening. My only other issue is the dog. So I can probably like fence him off that small space too. So those are the thoughts there. And what else? Last but not least, or was that it? Yeah, that was it. The hardening off and the mini greenhouse. That brings me up to speed for the week. Yeah. I need to make bread, but the schedule hasn't allowed for it. So hopefully maybe tomorrow I'll make some bread. I'm going to try a potato bread recipe. And I got my Azure haul last week. If you didn't catch that on Joy Unhinged, I unboxed that. And I had bought dry mashed potato, and bread flour. So mixed together, make potato bread, which my kids really enjoy. And I've been buying Martin's potato bread for so long. Figured give it a try and see how I do with it. And yeah, that's that. All right. I couldn't find this cup. I don't know why it matters, but this was my cup of choice for this live and communication, and I couldn't figure out where I put it last time I put it down. And it's been weeks. I've been looking for this thing. Not looking, but vaguely like, where the heck is that cup? And finally, this weekend, I was in the room that I normally am not in, and I saw it on a shelf, and I'm like, oh, there it is. All right. So, the topic of discussion. Oh, let me set up. I haven't done this yet. So, I'm going to try and post into, there we go. So, there's the link. Yeah. So, there's the link to come on. If you want to talk to me, I should have done this first, right? Because it takes a few minutes to set it up. If you're familiar with it, and it takes even longer if you're not familiar with it. But there is the link to the live if you want to come up and chat. It doesn't have to be about this topic that I'm going into, but there it is. So I'll give you some time. Yeah. What did I want to say about this week's topic? Lost my hair. Oh yeah. Is anybody else molting? Like, you know how animals they're outside like shed their winter fur. I feel like I'm losing my hair, which I feel like I've been losing more and more of since I had children and all that stuff. But I think like during the winter maybe you get more hair, and then as the summer comes on you shed some of it. Anybody else? All right, leave it to nature. This is an argument I see on the chats, not the chats, the comment section once in a while. Some smart Alec is all like, just throw it on the ground, or, it'll figure itself out. Don't work so hard. And while I agree with that, mostly, it doesn't apply to me or anybody else who lives either in the northern or the super south part of the world. We don't all live in that beautiful tropical zone, or if you're in like the desert area or the rainforest, the extreme climate basis of the world. We all have our own issues with where we are. So nature doesn't favor the weak, but humans do. Humans love coddling things and like supporting the underdog and all that. And that sentiment carries heavily into the gardening world. So living here in New York, it's not even upstate New York, it's just, downstate. But it's zone 6B. That's what the USDA says, but I'm just going to call it 6. We get below, we get to 0 degrees temperatures, not for prolonged periods of time, but we're definitely below 10 degrees for several days at a time. And although wind chill doesn't factor into it, because plants could care less about wind chill, it doesn't affect them. It does affect me. So all this to say, our growing amount of maturity for plants is short. Even if I might have 150 days of growing days, that doesn't mean that those days are perfect 150-degree days. If I'm lucky, I get 123 days of 120 days of good growing days. And, your front end, usually you get freak cold in the beginning, and then your end date, October, November, you get early snow and early freezes. So you can never plan for those things. So your 150 days get shrunk down quite a bit. And I like to experiment. A lot of us like to experiment. We like to grow out of our zones. And the only way to do that is to intervene. Most things die over 120 meter degrees. What? So Yes, yes, they do. Um, now I've lost my train of thought. What was I going to say? So we need to intervene if we want to have successful gardens. So that means having to grow indoors, having to provide lights. Hi, G Mama, how are you? If you want to jump in at any time, I have StreamYard available. I mean, the link up if you want to join me. I know you've done a few already, so you've got your what is it? Your practice in. um, so yeah, we have to intervene. So for someone with my shorter growing period, that means having to start my peppers and eggplants and okra and tomatoes indoors. That means I don't have a sunny enough window. Never mind that the sun is nowhere, strong enough to accommodate for them not reaching. That means I need like a little bit of humidity because these plants come from parts of the world where they didn't have super dry spaces. And that means I'm going to have to fertilize them because usually we're growing indoors in sterile mediums, and like it's not a good idea to bring in soil or let's say even if you're fertilizing with seaweed fish fertilizers, you can. The seaweed fish fertilizer, that's just a smell issue, and if you're okay with that, your family's okay with that, then that's great. But if you're living in an apartment sharing it with people that are sensitive, then that's a little bit harder, so you might have to lean into synthetic fertilizers. So that's an option, but we do need to fertilize them then because they're indoors for 6 to 8 weeks before they go out, and the medium they're in is not going to support them for very long because it's usually very little soil to begin with. Hey, Kay Renee, thanks for stopping in. I know you're always busy and work a lot, but if you want to hop on, I have the link in the chat. I've been loving your lives with the fish and the chickens and the yard sounds. It's been very cool. Thanks for that. What was I? So when we put seeds outside, thank you. Appreciate you too. So when we leave things to nature, it's usually the things that are, let's say, perennial or self-seeding annuals. Those do well because, like, there's a reason, particularly perennials have a lot of seeds. It's because not all seeds are viable, and seed companies have to do a lot of testing on their seeds to get them to you the most productive ones. Just like not every mammal's eggs are going to be viable. It's the same with seeds. It could look like the seed is a good seed, but in the inside could be empty and a dud. So the plants that flower and drop their seeds, they're usually dropping a ton of seeds, and not all those seeds are going to come up. And then, so when we get our seeds, in the mail or wherever, usually we have a better percentage of success that those seeds are going to come up. Seeds that are outdoors, they will suffer through birds and ground critters that will eat most of the seeds, but the ones that make it will be subject to the weather, the winds, the rains, the heat, the intense heat of the sun, and they'll get through that, and they're used to that, and they'll grow strong and healthy. The winds also, and great. But usually they're not growing like where they're going to be of most use to us. They like to grow wherever. And for our purposes, we want to harvest these plants eventually and get the most out of them, especially if we're doing a lot of work for them. And usually if they're growing just like wherever they want, then they're more susceptible to other critters that might enjoy them also. So we then don't get to take from it as much as we want. So we then end up having to plant more plants and also having to protect them in some kind of fencing or some area that we have designated for them. Never mind like having to do maybe some kind of netting on top of them, because things like cabbage moths, those beetles, Japanese beetles, the flying insects come in and lay their eggs on them, and then we don't have the greatest food that we either need to really clean up, and that just takes the fun out of growing vegetables in general or fruits. Or like there's some other grubs that bore into fruits, and if you don't protect those fruits, or in worst case scenario, spray them with some kind of pesticide, insecticide, then you're not going to get the quality of fruit you're looking for. Yeah, so this wasn't a very broad subject. I just wanted to say why it is that we can't just leave it to nature if we want the garden successfully. If we're putting in this much work, like starting seeds early, putting lights on, a fan for wind, the feed to keep them going, uppotting, hardening them off before they go outside, then the end result, once they've gone in the ground and are off, we want an end result that's going to be productive. And the only way for that is to protect them whatever way possible. So really, that's all there is. You can't just leave it to nature for the most part, because nature doesn't care about you, doesn't care how hard you've worked. It just wants to eat. It wants to grow what it's used to growing, and you are just in the way. But I'm in the basement. All right. It's always a good time in the basement, I say. I spend a lot of good hours there. This week coming up is what? Nothing this week is coming up for the plants, other than me hardening off my my established plants. The brassicas are coming in well, so I'll be also hardening those off soon. But next week is definitely go time for. Well, I guess I gotta look at my calendar again, because if we're doing May Mother's Day weekend, so that's April, a month, 4 weeks, let's say, not a month. 4 weeks is April 15th, and then 4 weeks is 4 more weeks. 8 weeks is March 15th. So 8 weeks might be a little much for tomatoes, because I do want to have like nice looking tomatoes when I go to sell them, but I don't want it to get so big that is like I'm having to work so hard to keep them looking nice, and having to give them a lot of input. So maybe I'll delay another week or two. I'll really have to look at it. I might have, if I look at my videos from the last sales and see where my plants were looking, how they were looking at the time, I might make it just 6-7 weeks instead of the full 8 weeks. But I know there's a few more plants I need to put in. I think spinach. Oh, you are. I'm sorry. I suck at this. At the stage, yay! Hi, G-Mama.
Hey, Joy. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How are you?
Okay, I was texting again. I'm like, she don't see me back here. I'm like, okay, well, maybe she don't understand the bushes thing, but that's what they say. I mean, the basement. Yeah, that's what they say when they behind the stage and ain't nobody seeing them.
Oh.
They be in the basement. Hey, K Renee.
Oh, all right. I gotta remember that next time that the basement means.
Yeah.
But hi, thanks for coming up.
Yay! Thanks for letting me up. Finally, look.
So, what are you up to?
I was outside. It was a good day today. It was almost like 60 degrees. They said it
Yeah.
was only going to be 50, but I feel it was warmer than that because I just went outside with my little hoodie on. So, yeah, I went out there, laid some rabbit poop, and gave my plants some fertilizer and stuff, waking them up, and I see buds, and I'm happy. So, yeah,
All right.
hopefully it's warm tomorrow because I'm going to go back out there again. I want to put some more stuff out there.
All right. Awesome. Yeah, are you gonna get rain later? Because we're gonna
It's
get.
raining now. That's
Oh,
why I
it is.
came in.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
We're
I had
gonna.
to pack my grip. I had my camera and my tools and stuff out there.
Oh no.
Hmm.
Yeah, the wind picked up and rain's coming. I'm not sure why we haven't gotten the rain, but
Yeah, because
yep.
it's been windy here too. I was like, dang, that wind is what make it cold now. It ain't
Yes.
cold, but when that wind blow, it changes. Totally different.
Right, right. So you got anything doing indoors? I know you got your hydroponics, right?
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff. I got my berries and stuff I'm planting or overwintering. And Kay Renee says she can't see me. She only see Joy.
Oh,
Or she only see you.
huh. What does that mean?
I don't know.
What do I
I see
do?
both of us.
Yeah, me too. How does that work? Oh, there we
I don't
go.
know. I see both of
It's done
us.
now. I think it just needed to reset or something.
And then you flipped it out and flip back. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good now.
Oh, she says she see us both.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, I'm hoping I get some pineapples this season because my pineapple is almost like 3 or 4 years old. So I'm gonna put it outside. Matter of fact, I'm looking over there and here it go right here.
Ah, nice. Was that a
Yeah,
store-bought
so
pineapple?
yeah, I call it
Like,
my 97-cent pineapple because that's how much it was.
yeah, okay, nice. I gotta
Hmm.
try that. That's a good idea.
That's
I like
it.
that.
And I got my fig cuttings, they growing good. And I'm started me a cucamelon indoors, and it is
Okay.
vining everywhere. It's
Yep.
fruited 2 times, but you know those flowers and stuff too small, so I'll
Hmm.
just take them off
Do you have to
till
do
it's time
the
to put it outside.
do you pollinate them yourself, or are they
No,
self-pollinating?
mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
No, they're not self pollinating, but the flowers and the what do you call it? The stamens that you got to pollinate, they too small. They
Oh,
smaller
okay.
than a grain of rice.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I ain't doing that.
Okay. Yeah, I've done cucamelons outdoors a couple of years ago. I like them as a
This is my
snacking.
first season. Yeah, this is
Oh,
my
okay.
first season, and that's why I'm growing them because I heard they was some good snacks, and I'm a
Yeah.
snacker when I'm outside. So,
Right. And the
mhm.
figs, is this how long have you had the figs?
Just a couple of months. I got my cuttings from Odom's Homestead,
All right. So you
and they
haven't.
doing good. All except for one. My brown turkey still ain't. I don't know. I might have to call it on it because it ain't trying to bust no buds or nothing, and everybody else done bust buds, had suckers, and got leaves, and yeah. So
Okay. And now you're gonna do container? You're gonna keep it in a container or on the ground?
yeah, I'm a renter, so I can't put nothing in the
Okay.
ground.
Okay.
Hmm.
What size are you gonna put it in? Like, are you gonna go 3 gallons and 5 gallons? Or are you gonna straight into 5 gallons? What's your
Um,
method?
yeah, no, I like to pot up my plants because to me that gives them a better chance of no growing. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm gonna pot them up, and right now they're in a 6-inch container. So I'll probably put them up in a 1 gallon pot
Mm-hmm.
to move them outside in. But they started in a little 4-inch because it was just a whip, you know.
Right.
And I
Okay.
had to root it. And then once I rooted it, I moved it to a 4-inch container. Now it's in a 6-inch container.
Okay. Very good.
Hmm.
And do you feed it anything like right now, or just leaving it
Yeah, I
alone?
constantly feed my plants
Okay.
all the time. And right now I'm working on a system where I use my hydroponic nutrients And my soil, I want to keep one type of nutrient. I don't want to have like stuff for my soil and stuff for my hydroponic unit. So that's what I'm working on this season also.
All right. Very cool.
Thanks.
So I'm gonna be starting up my like spinach, like more of the cold stuff that I haven't started yet.
Right.
I can only think of spinach right now. And some flowers.
I'm doing flowers. My carrots. I want some more radishes because I really like those purple radishes because they just good to me. They don't have no bite like those other radishes do. You know how they had that sharp, peppery. Purple radishes don't have that.
Okay. So you throw, when you have a pot and it's outside, like you just sprinkle the seeds outside, or you're gonna start inside first and then put outside?
Yeah, I got pots. I'm gonna start inside because it's still cold right now and it might snow again. So I'm gonna start my stuff indoors. And I got my seeds, and I just purchased some pots for my root crops. So yeah, I'm hoping to get those started.
All right. Because I wasn't sure how to do the root crops because the ground's still super solid. There's no way to like break anything up.
Yeah. When I was out there today, I was like, I got like maybe 2 or 3 inches in, and then I hit ice. Like, uh-oh. I guess that's as far as it goes.
Yeah. So do you find like, how long do you keep your root starts? Like, how long do you keep them inside before you put them out? Because I feel like
I bring those out as soon as it starts getting warm. When do you have your last frost date?
I mean, it depends where I search, but early May, but I don't do anything till like mid-May.
Yeah, mine is typically May, but they changed it to the end of April. But I'm used to planting right after Mother's Day or around Mother's Day. That's when I
me
start
too.
outside. Direct sowing and all of that stuff.
Because I was worried that like the things like radishes or turnips being roots, they're not as finicky as carrots. Like you don't transplant carrots.
Right.
But I feel like they're still roots. So I'm like, do I transplant these or do I just throw them out?
I've had success transplanting carrots. Yes, I have. I don't see a problem with it. A lot of people say you can't transplant carrots, but I have let them germinate, and then once they got a little size, I put them in a different pot. But this season, I'm direct sowing them because I have dedicated containers for my roots this season.
So when you have the carrots, do you like take them out and they have the roots right there, or do you keep the soil like there and then put them in a different container?
Like either or. It just depends on how it comes out, because sometimes it'll come out with the soil still attached and I won't take it off, and other times it'll come straight out with just the root dangling on and put it in, and they still grow.
Yeah, awesome. And you get like sizable carrots, you'd say, or do you keep them?
Yeah.
Okay.
As big as my containers allow.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, I think carrots are one of those that I would love to just transplant because I have so much like slug issues. So if they were bigger already by the time they went out, I feel like I'd have more.
Yeah. I've been using a little bit more Epsom salt. Slugs do not like Epsom salt. I don't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like just sprinkled on the surface, you mean? Or mixed in?
Yeah, because it'll water in outside.
Right.
By itself.
Yeah. Okay.
And if you sprinkle it, they're not going to cross that line.
Okay.
Because it's salt.
Right. But not exactly. Okay.
Right.
All right, that's food for thought.
Now to get rid of them. Yeah, I be doing that. I get rid of them. So if you want to know how to get rid of them, I can get rid of them too.
And your carrot mix, the soil mix, how much sand do you put? You put sand, obviously, right? You use sand to keep it?
No, I don't.
No. Okay, tell me your recipe, please.
I'm totally opposite than everybody else. I use a soil mix and then perlite, vermiculite,
Hmm.
and cocoa air.
Yeah,
So yeah, and then
that's
I add my
it.
amendments. Yeah, I add
And
my
no,
amendments.
all right.
Long as it's light and fluffy.
Yeah. So maybe more perlite and stuff and vermiculite for me to get it fluffier. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. The perlite, that's for the drainage. So that's where you're going to get your fluff. The
Mm-hmm.
vermiculite is for water retention. So
Mm. Which
it's
they
going to
like
hold
too.
more water.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. What is Rose saying? The good thing about transplanting carrots is they get a better idea about germination, and you know what? You need to start more seeds. Yes, they
You
faster and
grow,
stuff.
grow.
Awesome. So hello to everybody that's come in. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for being here.
Right.
Appreciate you. If you want to
Welcome
join the
everybody I didn't
conversation,
see.
I'm sorry.
I just said welcome everybody I didn't see, Ingrid.
Yes. If anybody wants to jump in, the StreamYard link is up in case it disappeared at the top. But right. Anyway, what else? Any projects like like what is it? Like, are you building anything, or are you adding more hydroponics, or like hands-on projects other than planting in your
Other than
future?
planting, I'll probably be refreshing my pots and my garden decor because it's like withered from the weather. So
Yeah.
it needs like some paint jobs. So I'll probably be doing a lot of do it yourself painting. Yeah. But
Yeah.
other than that, I'll be getting my root stuff, my rhizomes and things like that. I'm gonna start
Mhm.
doing those also because I
Okay.
see some of them are peeking through the soil back there.
Oh, speaking of amendments, do you use the mycorrhiza? Are you?
Yes,
Yeah, you like that? You think that's a
yes, that's
great?
what. Yeah, that's
Okay.
how I got those figs that boost. Like they just love it. Like I don't
Oh,
know
okay.
what it is about it. And matter of fact, I'm going to be switching to a new brand because I've been watching people use it and they say great thing about it. But it's called Stash Blend, and it's
Okay.
also a form of mycorrhizae. And you put it in and you use it just like mycorrhizae. But to me, it gives a plant a nice boost. And with me growing in containers, I need all the extra boost we can get
Right.
because I don't have access to all the stuff like the grass and the leaves and stuff everybody else have access to.
Right. Do you add it like to your soil, like your potting soil first, like while you're growing, or you just do it when you transplant?
I do. I
Okay.
when I'm mixing up my soil, I mix it in the soil, and when I'm transplanting into the soil, like if I have a seedling and I'm going to put it in there, I'll
Mhm.
put a dusting of the mycorrhizae in there before I put my plant in there.
All
And
right. Okay.
yeah,
Do you use up your mycorrhiza for the year, or do you have like, does it expire, or do you keep
no,
using it?
it does expire, but from what I hear, using powdered nutrients, they still are good like 2 or 3 years past
Okay.
the expiration date after you open it, as long as you keep it with no air. You know
Okay.
how keep it fluffy so it don't cake up on you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've actually had a lot of my fertilizers since 2018, 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just because it's in powdered form. This is why I keep saying powder form is the best form because you can use it for years and you don't have to keep going back and forth trying to figure out what to use because you're using the same thing over and over again.
Okay.
Well, me, I'm using the same thing over and because I ain't got that type of
Right.
money to keep going and buying fertilizer.
Right. Yeah, because I had over a year old mycorrhiza. I didn't know it expired until somebody said so, and I'm like, oh crap, I got to use it all up.
Yeah, that's what you do. You use it all up. Even though the expiration say it expired in 2024, you still got like till 2026 at least.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Hmm.
Let's see. Nothing on the chat.
Thing about transplanting carrots. I'm
Uh,
so happy I can see the chat. Like, oh wow, that's awesome. Girl, dad cooking up deliciousness. What's cooking?
yep, he's always got something yummy on his page.
Right.
I like the I like getting, inspirations, so it's nice, especially for cooking, because I hate having to think about what am I
Right.
making today.
Right.
Or something you haven't had in a while. And I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. I should make that.
Yeah, Michael's is what I started out with.
Okay, Michael's brand. What was the one you
Mhm.
said? Stash? Was that the
Yeah,
name of it?
Stash Blend.
Okay.
Yeah. It's been out for a couple of years, but I just ran across it because I seen a couple of the people that I follow using it a lot and they, it's doing great. Or the plant speak for itself.
Right. All right. I will be on the lookout for that. And you
Hmm.
make your own potting soil, but do you use anything like specific, like any brand specific
Yes, I
things?
do. I use my specific brand that I use is Fox Farm.
Okay.
Yeah, Fox Farm. I've been using Fox Farm for years. They make a lot of different soil types. And the soil type that I use, I mix two of them together. The first
Hmm.
one is the Happy Frog, and then the second one is the Ocean Forest. Now, the
Okay.
Ocean Forest is more acidic than the Happy Frog.
All
So
right.
I do my seedlings and everything in the Happy Frog, and I do my um, fruits and stuff in the ocean forest. But
Right.
I see that a lot of my seedlings like that ocean forest too, so I mix them together sometimes.
Right. All right.
But that's my base because it has a lot of stuff in there, as far as what the plant needs. And right now they being dog walked because it's another soil company out there. You know how they do, like Pepsi and Coke.
Yes.
So yeah.
All right. What's we got here? Girl Dad says, I appreciate y'all doing a spicy mango rice pilaf stuffed with Cornish hen. Oh my gosh.
Oh my
That sounds
goodness.
delicious.
Yes, it do. And Cornish hen is my jump.
uh, do you have any? Just a rabbit, right? Just a rabbit.
Yeah, I just got one rabbit, Mr. Oreo, and I just used up all his poop today. We was working on that poop all winter. I went through it like it was two texts. I went outside, I was shoveling poop everywhere. You get some poop, you get some
Well, at least it's a very light,
poop.
low like effect, so it doesn't burn the
Yeah,
plants,
yeah,
so to speak.
yeah, yeah. That's not gonna happen with him.
Yeah.
I know everything he getting. Everything he putting out.
So it's
But I did say I was doing more green manure because I usually do green manure, but this year I'm doing more because I'm growing more plants. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing a lot more of the biomass with my plants because I see that's working out great. It's worked better since these last couple of seasons than when I first started because when I first started, I was using like the straw and my pet litter, and his stuff is wood chips basically.
okay.
So I'm still seeing that breaking down. But when I'm switching over, and now I got to do paper for mulch because I ain't got no money to keep on buying mulch, and I need to work
Right.
with what I got. So yeah, I need to work with what I got.
So he runs around the house, right?
No.
Oh, he does.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I have him an area. He has a nice size area that he can run around in.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, because I got too many cords and he chew on
Oh,
cords. We can't
okay.
be doing that. And I
Okay.
ain't got time to be watching him. I would like for him to be a what do you call it? A free range
Mm-hmm.
where they can just, and then I got plants and I know he'll just be sick trying to chew on all these plants. So he got an area.
Okay. And they always and I know he's happy and all, but because they
Oh
always
yeah.
say you should have a friend for them, but you feel like
Hmm.
the solitary rabbit is okay. He's got
Yeah, I
plenty
think
of
he good. I
yeah.
thought about getting him a partner. I want to get him another female actually for some smaller because he's not a regular size rabbit. He's a mini
Mm-hmm.
Rex. So he's mixed with a Rex and a mini rabbit, and he's not going to get no bigger than 4 pounds, which he
Mm-hmm.
probably might be 5 because he eating good over here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought about getting him a playmate, but we in a small apartment and he
Mm-hmm.
is enough. And yeah, he'd be mad sharing his little space
Right.
because I would be too.
Yeah. All right. Because I keep thinking about it, but I'm gun shy. I don't want to get another
Yeah, if
spring
you're going to
project.
get two, I would suggest get two together because it's
Yeah.
hard to get them to be together once they've been, raised in different
Okay.
habitats.
Right. Okay.
Mhm.
Bioactive Supercharger by Purple Cow. What
I don't know what that is.
is that?
Has anyone tried bioactive? It sounds like some kind of biochar.
Contains nitrogen, potash, calcium, and humic acid, water soluble.
Oh, yeah, no, I have not tried that.
No,
I
never
do use
seen that.
biochar though, so
Okay. How?
mhm.
Where do you get your biochar? Does it sold at any?
Amazon, but I'm gonna start using my gardening comrade neighbor growing out the box because he has
Okay.
his website. He has biochar on his
Oh, all
website
right.
and it's already activated because yeah, I did
Right.
my research on it. And that's what you want, activated biochar. Not all biochar is activated, and I don't
Mm-hmm.
know how you can tell, but yeah, it should be activated.
All right. Yeah, I like what growing out the box is offering there. I hope he
Oh
grows
yeah,
and
he got
grows.
some good stuff. Hmm.
So I'll have to look into that. To that.
And he's doing plants and stuff now.
Yeah. What was he? I know the elephant garlic next time because he sold out fast. But next time I'm gonna get in on the
Yeah,
elephant
I think
garlic.
his new thing is what was it? A lemon. Buddha hand? Is that a lemon? It looked like a monkey paw. But yeah, I wouldn't mind having one of those, but where I can't have that because I don't think I ain't got no room in here. And it's a tropical plant, so it would have to
Right,
be
exactly.
inside. Growing on in here. But yeah, and the oils from what he says is really thick, like
Mm,
pungent.
yeah. Okay.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'd have to like prepare myself for next year to get like the space ready for his elephant garlic because when he offered it, I had already like finished planting or something,
Oh,
so it was
okay, right,
too late for me to get it. But next year, I'm gonna plan it out better.
right. Yeah, that's what I was doing this year. I did a lot of planning, being intentional, as they say. So yeah,
Hmm.
and I'm still writing stuff. I don't. Right now, I got a lot of seedlings, and I don't know where I'm gonna put them after I went outside today. I'm like, oh my
Right.
god, I got stuff popping up, and I'm like, I don't know what you are. So yeah.
Well, that's how the garden keeps growing. Is because we just throw seeds in. And we're like, oh, I didn't expect
Mhm,
so many to come up. Now what am I gonna do with
mhm. And I ain't never needed no 5 tomatoes, but I sure got 5 tomato seedlings. Know that?
it? Yep.
Oh, excuse me. You Grow Row. Is she still in here?
I don't know. You
But
grow.
anywho, yeah, You Grow Row sent me some micro dwarf Regina seeds. Man, that thing is so big and so full of doggone tomatoes. I'm like, oh my God, I have never ever had a tomato produce this many tomatoes. And I had to stake it up, I had to tie it down. And
Oh
yeah,
my
it's still growing. I still ain't tasted the tomatoes yet, but yeah, it take a long time for them to ripen up. But I'll wait.
Do you think? Do you think we should? You should not you, but the dwarf community should be like pruning them more, like instead of letting them
No,
keep
dwarfs
growing.
don't need to be. Yeah, dwarfs don't need to be pruned. Just let them grow and do they. They're not gonna get over 3 feet.
Oh, okay. So just
Yeah,
be
if
prepared
you
for them to
wanna,
be 3 feet.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I don't know about taking suckers on dwarfs either because I ain't really had that experimentation.
Mhm.
But it would seem like it'd be okay, especially because it's a tomato.
Right. Right. Okay. Robin says she's got 18 toms, but room for 12.
Know how that go.
Let's put them closer together.
That part.
I think, yeah, if you're trellising them up, then they could be closer together.
Mhm. I did have a disappointment while I was out there and could not believe it. And I got it on camera. So, woe is
Okay.
me. You know how you be cutting and you cut your vine by accident? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what happened. Like, oh my God. And it was all the way to the base. It wasn't like I was in the middle. Like, I would have been okay if it was in the middle, but I was all the way at the base of the plant. And
Ah,
no,
they
well.
usually come back.
Yeah, I don't know about this one because it struggled all season. It was a passion vine.
Oh, okay.
It struggled all season, and then I just went in there and whacked it off. Like, oh no, not my vine! Now I'm looking. Did it even have any green still? Yeah, it's over.
Can you take cuttings of that?
I threw it away. I was so disgusted. I was just like, oh man, I threw it away. Yeah, throw it in the garbage.
Right. Oh, it's all right. Next time.
Right.
All right. We're coming up on the hour. Thank you for coming up. Do you want to share anything else? You got anything
Sure.
coming
Thanks
up
for
on the
having
videos?
me. No, not right now. I was supposed to do a video. Oh, as a matter of fact, now that we're here and I see you come on, you come on at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
Yes.
Okay, because I come on an hour before you. I just have not been doing any live. So we can do like a together thing. I can direct people to you once I get done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And make sure I stop myself because that'll make sure I stay on for only an hour and I don't get carried away too.
Well, I can
Mhm.
come on yours too. That's always happy to do that.
Right, right. Because I was like, wait, she come on at the same time? No, it wasn't the same. It's like an hour after me. So I said, okay, I can do that. So yeah, that's what.
Yeah, it's hard to coordinate. Like so many people are always on, so we try not to
Right.
step on
Because
toes.
I'm
But
more of a daytime person. That nighttime stuff, I just,
yeah, I can't.
I need to be relaxing and chilling out because I'm in the garden all day.
Right. So hopefully we'll be doing that soon. Being outside.
Yeah. I just been doing stuff around. Like today, I was outside all day. It was like 10:50 and it started sprinkling. I said, oh, let me pack up my stuff. I didn't even know it was this late.
Well, I'm looking forward to that. Oh,
Me
there's
too.
Ro. She's here.
Robin Garnier tomato math ain't math. Hey, did you hear what I said about the microdorf that you sent me? You grow raw? She is huge. So big I had to stake her up, tie her down, prop her up. Girl, on my hydroponic unit. Like, oh my gosh.
Well, now
It's
we know.
the what is the name of that? It's the Regina microdorf. That's the one I did.
They should rename
Yeah.
those to just dwarves, not micro dwarves.
Right, because she is huge. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna do a video on her for sure. And she full of fruit, just falling over like somebody hold me up. And I did. I put a little pot underneath her to hold her up.
I keep saying they can't keep calling everything a micro dwarf.
Right, right, because she is huge. She is over a foot at least. Yeah, and she full
Are you
of
doing-
tomatoes.
Are you doing any of those challenges? Any of this?
Nah, I'm too. Yeah, nah, I'm too busy. I usually do them all too. This is the first time I ain't participated in nothing. I just got so much going on. I need to focus on what I got right now.
Right. I always end up like late or early because I plant stuff
Right.
earlier than everybody else. So I'm like, oh, too late.
Yeah, I was frazzled last season because I was moving and trying to keep my plants growing, and that was rough on me. So I decided to take a break and just concentrate on what I got growing right now and catch up with them on the next one. It ain't gonna hurt for me to miss one because it's the first time I've been on all of them, especially the which one it was the WIG. That was the first. I was like the first one, so yeah. Or should I say one of the first challenges that I participated in.
Are you doing the melon? And like if somebody does a melon challenge, are you gonna do it over the summer?
I don't know, but I am growing melons, and I did put some in my seedling starts because I'm growing a couple of them. So if they started like right about now, I might be in, but I can't go for the biggest one. Them personal ones, that's what I grow because I grow in containers. I ain't got time for them vines all over the. I have to trellis. Mm-hmm.
Tomato cages, they get so expensive. Try the cattle panel. Yep. I'm always looking for a sale on those cattle panels. They're so expensive, but they're huge too. So I got to get them home somehow.
Right. Mine's is like a metal plastic, the trellises that I use outside, and they snap together with like parts. So those have been working out pretty good for me, and they sell them in bundles. So, and I got a lot of them.
Yeah, right now I'm continuing to like just dropping jute down and just having it go up that. But yeah, it's been working out okay. We'll see how it goes. But the tomato cages I normally
I like holding my plants up. I know I ain't what did I used to use? Those wooden dowels and did I drip out? Oh, I know I ain't doing no more wood and all of that stuff because it be rotting too quick. I guess that soil too good in them pots, but I come out there and them things be snapped in two at the soil line. Like, wait a minute.
All right, we're about done. If
all right, we made it.
Thank you for coming up.
Okay, thanks for
all right, bye. See you later.
Catch up.
Oh, you're breaking up.
All
right. Oh, I don't know what happened to her audio. She's buffering. All right, we'll catch you later. I wish I had space for cattle panel.
Bye.
And polyculture does flow with it. Wind can be strong here, so sometimes I even add T-posts to the cages. Yes, the T-posts. I had to buy, well, I bought T-posts for some other purpose, but I'm going to definitely be utilizing them to prop up certain things because it gets pretty whipped around outside. All right, thanks all for being here. Appreciate you. Anybody that catches the replay, thanks for dropping in. Hit the like button or the down button. Subscribe if you haven't. And I will catch you again next week. And also watch for any other collabs I might be doing with fellow gardeners and content creators. My other channel, Joy Unhinged, if I ever remember to do stuff like this, there it is. I just did a face butter, not a tutorial, but it's a tutorial. It's on there now. And I'll have, what am I having next? Oh, I'm not telling you. All right. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.